Imagine a child who goes to school every day, not to learn, but to survive. A child mocked for his skin color, his voice, his background. Now imagine that same child growing up and standing on a stage, making millions of people laugh, while telling them the truth they don't want to hear. This is the story of Chris Rock. Chris Rock was born on February 7, 1965 in the United States. He grew up in a poor family with 7 siblings. His parents moved to a mostly white neighborhood, hoping for better education. Instead, Chris faced racism, bullying, physical violence. At school, he was beaten, mocked, and humiliated. Chris' mom said,
Chris, time to get up.
I'm going to school today.
You sick?
No, I'm not sick. I'm dropping out.
I'm not going to sit back and watch you throw your life away.
Mom, you can't make me go.
I did not spend all these years trying to make sure that you...
He's right, Rochelle. We can't force him to go. But if you think you're going to sit around this house all day, think again. If you don't go to school, you go to work.
But what kind of job is he supposed to get with the 10th grade education?
I don't know. Ask George Bush.
the pressure became too much. Chris Rock dropped out of high school. No degree, no safety net. He worked. Fast food jobs, restaurants, small, exhausting labor. But while working, he did something powerful. He observed people, how they talked, how they lied, how society worked. Those observations slowly turned into jokes, and those jokes turned into purpose. Chris Rock began performing stand-up comedy in small New York clubs, dirty stages, empty chairs, cold audiences. Sometimes people laughed. Most times, they didn't. He was booed, insulted, ignored, but he kept coming back. Because Chris Rock believed, if I stop speaking, I disappear. One night, everything changed. Legendary comedian Eddie Murphy saw Chris Rock perform. He noticed something special: raw honesty, fearless delivery, unfiltered truth. Eddie Murphy helped him get opportunities in TV and film. For the first time, the industry noticed Chris Rock. Chris Rock joined Saturday Night Live, SNL, in 1990. It was supposed to be his big break, but instead, little screen time, weak writing roles, creative frustration. Chris Rock later admitted, "I failed at SNL, but failure didn't break him. It sharpened him." In 1996, Chris Rock released Special Change Comedy Forever. He talked about racism, police brutality, black culture, marriage, hypocrisy. People laughed. Then they paused. Then they thought. Chris Rock was no longer just funny. He was dangerous with the truth. From this moment on, he became one of the greatest comedians in history. Chris Rock entered Hollywood. Grown Ups, Madagascar, voice of Marty, Top 5, writer and actor. But his most personal work was Everybody Hates Chris, a TV show based on his childhood. It showed poverty, racism, a strict mother, school struggles. Millions of people around the world saw their own lives in that show. It wasn't just entertainment. It was reality. Chris Rock married in 1996, but fame changed him. He later admitted, cheating, aggo, wrong priorities. In 2016, the marriage ended. Chris Rock publicly talked about depression, therapy, self-reflection. His message was clear. Being strong doesn't mean refusing help. In 2022, at the Oscars, Chris Rock made a joke. Will Smith slapped him on stage. The world watched. Chris Rock didn't react with violence. He stayed calm. Later, in his special Selective Outrage, he responded with intelligence and class. Silence became his strength. Today, Chris Rock is a comedy legend, a cultural voice, a truth teller. His life teaches us pain can be transformed. Failure can sharpen you. Truth always survives. Chris Rock once said, "Comedy isn't just about laughter. It's about saying what others are afraid to say." And that is why Chris Rock matters.